Welcome to this explainer. Okay, so right now, we are witnessing a massive, literally tectonic shift in the software ecosystems that power the US and, honestly, the whole globe. Microsoft is fundamentally overhauling how your enterprise pays for AI. For the longest time, we've all been sitting at this flat-rate buffet, right? Enjoying nice, predictable subscriptions. But, well, that era is ending. It's making way for a highly dynamic, usage-based marketplace. And right at the center of this whole transformation is a really fascinating, completely unexpected catalyst.
Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the exploding cost of AI, the DeepSeek solution, the shift to usage-based billing, Azure and geopolitical security, and finally, the new AI marketplace. Let's kick things off with part 1, the exploding cost of AI and why flat rates are failing.
So is the era of flat-rate AI really over? To answer that, I want you to just think about the sheer physical computing power running behind the scenes of your daily operations. Ever since it launched, Microsoft Copilot has been sold a lot like traditional software, right? You pay a fixed monthly fee, and boom, you have totally predictable cost per seat. But think about what happens when your employees start automating dozens or maybe even hundreds of daily workflows. Every single time an AI agent summarizes a meeting, drafts a report, or sorts through your data, it's making a call to a server. Each call consumes compute power, and every single drop of that compute costs real, actual money.
And this brings us to a quote that hits the nail on the head. Microsoft's Charles Lamonneux put it this way: flat-rate subscriptions became, well, difficult to sustain when power users are triggering hundreds of autonomous AI tasks every week. Agentic AI, where the AI is just acting autonomously on your behalf, has drastically spiked compute consumption. It's this compounding cost that is literally breaking the traditional software subscription model.
Which leads us into Section 2, the DeepSeek solution. Enter DeepSeek V4.
Look, frontier models, the OpenAI or Anthropic ones, they are incredibly powerful heavy lifters. They're perfect for complex reasoning and deep logic, but they are expensive. On the flip side, DeepSeek has built this massive global reputation around extreme efficiency. Their models deliver really strong performance, but with significantly lower training and inference costs. The logic here is actually super simple. Not every single task requires the most powerful, most expensive model on the planet, right? If an enterprise just needs an AI to handle a simple, repetitive agentic task, like, formatting a spreadsheet or sorting an inbox, routing that through a massive frontier model is just financial overkill. DeepSeek steps in as a highly efficient alternative.
Moving on to Section 3, the shift to usage-based billing, or paying like cloud infrastructure. Okay, so this brings us to a vital new term that you absolutely need to know: Copilot Credits. Instead of relying solely on those traditional per-seat licenses, Microsoft is shifting toward a usage-based consumption model built around this entirely new currency. Bottom line, your IT department is going to have to authorize AI spending in a fundamentally different way from here on out. Basically, you're paying for exactly what you consume.
The absolutely crucial point here is understanding the real-world trade-offs of this new reality for your enterprise. On one hand, the biggest opportunity is unprecedented flexibility. Organizations can now optimize their AI spending by matching specific workloads to the appropriate models. So use DeepSeek for the simple stuff and OpenAI for the really complex stuff. But the challenge? Say goodbye to predictability. You are trading fixed costs for variable month-to-month expenses. So for the IT folks watching this right now, take note. You're going to need to actively manage these Copilot budgets just like you manage your standard cloud computing budgets. That means getting really comfortable with implementing hard caps through the Microsoft 365 admin controls, just so those costs don't spiral completely out of control.
All right, Section 4, Azure and geopolitical security, looking at the infrastructure layer.
Now let's address the elephant in the room. Integrating a Chinese origin model into an enterprise environment would have, at one point, been considered highly unlikely for a US-based company. But Microsoft's approach here actually attempts to neutralize those concerns entirely through infrastructure. First up, DeepSeek provides the raw intelligence. Second, and this is the most important part, the model is hosted, managed, and governed entirely within Azure AI Foundry. It is not some external third-party add-on. And third, Microsoft maintains absolute governance and security control. They are treating this model as a fully enterprise-grade asset locked inside their own walled garden. Microsoft is placing a massive bet here that the infrastructure layer, that secure Azure environment, matters just as much, if not way more, than the model itself.
And that brings us to Section 5, the new AI marketplace, balancing cost and control.
So what does this all mean? The future of enterprise software really comes down to a few key pillars. Number one, intelligence alone is no longer enough. Having the smartest AI in the room, frankly, doesn't matter if it bankrupts your company trying to use it thousands of times a day. Number 2, economic sustainability is the new priority. Cost absolutely matters. And number 3, Microsoft is successfully turning Azure into the central operating layer, basically creating a true marketplace of competing AI models. The winning platform in the US and globally won't just be the one with the smartest model. It's going to be the platform that offers enterprises the absolute best balance of intelligence, cost efficiency, and really rigorous security control.
I want to leave you with this final kind of provocative thought to chew on regarding the evolving landscape of your software ecosystems. If Microsoft successfully turns Azure into this highly secure marketplace of competing AI models, all governed by strict Western security standards, could DeepSeek actually become the first major Chinese origin model to achieve large-scale, widespread adoption inside Western enterprise software? It's a fascinating question, and one that is definitely going to define this next chapter of the AI race. And that completely wraps up our dive into the future of enterprise AI pricing. If you found this explainer valuable and you want to keep mastering these complex topics along with us, please hit that like button, drop a comment below with your thoughts on this whole Copilot credit shift, and definitely subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update. Thanks so much for watching and keep learning.